Dear students, today we are going to study the poem The Heart of the Tree. About the poem, The Heart of the Tree is written by the American poet and novelist Henry Cuyler Bunner. Is a fine piece of poetry with a simple theme and simple structure. The poem was originally published in 1912. Planting a tree is always a great work for the mankind. Mankind means here human beings, but the poet has found out new ways, ways means here methods, to look at the plants and plantation. In his poem The Heart of the Tree, he glorifies the act, further shows how a tree helps life on earth, and says that it has a direct connection to a nation's growth. All the three stanzas of the poem, The Heart of the Tree, starts with a refrain. Refrain is a poetic device in which a particular line is repeated so often, with the poet asking what the man actually plants who plants a tree. Then he chooses to reply it by himself and shows what a tree means to the humankind and to the nature, thus proving how great that man is. Dear students, let us discuss about the rhyme scheme of the poem. The rhythm is amazing. The rhyme scheme is AB, AB, BC, CAA for each stanza. This is a deviation from the celebrated Spencerian stanza. The Spencerian stanza means that particular poem which was written in Spencer's time, the poet Spencer was there. A 9-line stanza with the scheme AB, AB, BC, BCC. So this was Spencerian stanza, but there is a change now. Though the language is simple, careful wordings makes the poem more expressive and obviously musical and attractive. Dear students, let us begin the poem The Heart of the Tree, line by line explanation. The first stanza. In the first stanza, what does he plant who plants a tree? He plants a friend of sun and sky. The meaning of the above stanza or above lines is the poem opens with the refrain. Refrain means here their first line has been repeated, which asks what does he plant who plants a tree, and that sets the tone for the entire means whole poem. We instantly realize that the poet is going to explain the usefulness means importance of planting a tree. However, the poet himself answers by stating means here saying that the man plants a friend of sun and sky by planting a tree. A plant grows upwards and aims to reach the sun and the sky, so it is as if the sun and the sky get a new friend in a tree. Secondly, the tree needs sunlight and air to survive. Survive means here to live on or to depend on. And finally, the trees seem to absorb the heat and save the earth from the scorching sun. Scorching means the severe heat of the sun, giving an implication that the sun becomes friendly in the presence of the trees. Next lines of the poems are He plants the flags of breezes free, the shaft of beauty towering high. The shaft of beauty. Let us explain. The speaker now adds that the man plants a flag that flies freely in the mild breeze. Mild breeze means the mild air or wind. The poet here compares the leafy branches of the tree to a flag and the stem to the beautiful shaft means here pole of the flag that stands tall. Further lines are, he plants a home to heaven anigh. Heaven means here sky, anigh means here nearby or high away. For song and mother croon of bird. Croon bird is a sweet chirping bird. Dear students, let us have the explanation of the above lines. By planting a tree, the man plants a home for the sweet singing birds high in the sky, near the heaven. Heaven means here sky. So he keeps the earth habitable for birds. Habitable means here a good place to live on for birds and helps in maintaining the ecosystem. Further lines are, in hushed and happy to light heard. In this line, the poet has used alliteration. Alliteration is such a figure of speech in which consonant sound is repeated so often in a line. The treble of heaven's harmony, here is also alliteration. These things he plants who plants a tree. The explanation of the above lines is, in quiet means peaceful and happy to light. We can hear those birds chirping. Chirping means here singing, which is harmonious to heaven's own tunes. Heaven's here very godly tunes, soothing tunes. In the entire first stanza of the Heart of the Tree, the poet accentuates the importance of trees. Accentuates means here that he gives the importance of the trees in maintaining the holistic beauty of nature. Moreover, the use of words like heaven, anigh, heaven's harmony, and towering high is aimed at giving an impression that the work of planting a tree is indeed a heavenly and glorious deed. Glorious deed means here good work. The finishing line of the stanza forms a logical whole with the opening line, one asking a question and the other completing the answer. Dear students, let us explain the second stanza of the poem. What does he plant who plants a tree? In this line there is alliteration because this line has been repeated so often in this poem, in each and every stanza of the poem. So that's why there is alliteration. He plants cool shade and tender rain. So the poet repeats the question to begin a new stanza and attempts to answer again in the subsequent lines. The tree he plants provides us with cool shade and helps in bringing rain. Further lines are, and seed and bud of days to be, and years that fade and flush again. The poet says here, a tree will produce seed and bud in future. Years will pass silently, but the tree will remain there through its seeds, producing new trees. Further lines are, he plants the glory of the plain he plants the forest's heritage. The explanation of the above lines is trees are the main elements that make a plain area green and beautiful. So the poet describes trees as the glory of the plain. Moreover, today's single tree may turn into a forest someday. So by planting a tree, now the man plants a forest's heritage. Next lines of the stanza are the harvest of a coming age. Coming age here means future generation. The joy that unborn eyes shall see. Here the generation, new generation. These things he plants who plants a tree. The explanation is the speaker mentions that planting a tree today would give fruits in coming days. Our next generations would be delighted. Delighted means happy. Seeing so much vegetation means here greenery and reap its benefits. So all the credit goes to the man who plants a tree. In this stanza of the poem, The Heart of the Tree, the poet stresses on the importance of planting a tree for making this earth a better living place for future generations. Dear students, let us have the explanation of the third stanza of the poem. What does he plant who plants a tree? He plants in sap and leaf and wood, in love of home and loyalty, and far cast thought of civic good. His blessings on the neighborhood. The explanation is by planting a tree, the man shows his love and loyalty for this earth, means his home, his sense of civic duty, it means social duty, and his blessings on the neighborhood. All these are reflected in the sap and leaf and wood in every cell of the tree. It means trees are very important for human survival. Further lines are who in the hollow of his hand. Now in this expression or phrase there is alliteration. H sound has been repeated. Holds all the growth of all our land, a nation's growth from sea to sea. There is also alliteration. Stirs in his heart who plants a tree. The poet says over here, by planting a tree, the man directly or indirectly contributes to the nation's growth. When a tree is planted, it sets in motion the progress of a nation from sea to sea. And all these start from the progressive thought in the man's heart who plants a tree. The capitalization in his indicates that the man who plants a tree is all powerful and the destiny maker of a nation. That's why his is spelled with capital letter H. This last line is very important as it talks about the man's heart, his feelings, dreams, and wishes behind planting trees. This also leads to the poem's title, The Heart of the Tree. Thus, the poet Henry Cuyler Bunner ends up composing an uncommon piece of poetry in the heart of the tree out of a common and cliché topic, the usefulness of planting a tree.